You may argue, so what? Don't be naive, of course. Passenger 23 by Sebastian Fitzek. Spoiler discussion. Well, let's get into it. Where do you feel safest? In a room where you spent your childhood, filled with your favorite toys and familiar objects, bringing back all the happy memories. Or in grandmother's kitchen, filled with the smell of your favorite dishes and radio playing retro songs. Or maybe now, lying in bed next to your better half, or with a pet curled up next to you, breathing softly. Breathe that in, hold it. That feeling that nothing in the world can reach you here. Feeling peaceful? Great. Now, imagine it all disappears. The place where you relax gives you a panic attack. The people who fill you with joy fill you with fear instead. And there is nowhere to hide, no way to escape. For me, that is what this story is about. Safety is like gravity, like breathing. You don't notice it, you do not question it. It is just there, it surrounds you. And yet, it is so fragile that it is scary to even think about it. All it takes is snap of fingers, poof, it's all gone. Like take a boat, for example, a cruise ship, perfect vacation, where white towels folded into swans on your bed, a buffet that never closes, somewhere out there 3,000 people in flip-flops sipping something with an umbrella in it, agreeing that this is the nicest, most relaxing they have felt in years. Yet, somewhere on that boat, right now, maybe your neighbor is pushed over the railing. Next thing you know, the ship is 50 miles further down the water, and so is that peaceful feeling of being on holiday. And to make it worse, no one knows what exactly happened there. There is no crime scene, no body, no witnesses, and the ocean does not testify. That is not a thriller exaggerating for an effect. On average, as Sebastian Fitzek tells us, 23 passengers vanish from cruise ships every year. Not found, not explained, just gone into the one place on Earth too big to search. You may argue, so what? Don't be naive, of course. A boat full of strangers is dangerous. Something is bound to go wrong. Fair call, but this story gives us other examples too, much darker ones, much closer to home. And that's the part that is hard to even say out loud, because the one place on earth that's supposed to protect you is family. And in this book, that is exactly where it breaks. I won't lay all of it. Sebastian Fitzek already does that with the weight in it that it deserves, but I'll give you a few examples. Like, there are 3 mothers in this book: Naomi, Nadia, and Sheila's mother. And let me ask you, what comes to your mind when you hear the word mother? For me, it's the soft hand on my forehead, checking for fever when I was sick, a sweet voice reading bedtime stories, a person I would crawl back to after the worst day of my life, a person who would support me, who would love me unconditionally, no matter what. And that is what these 3 children, Sheila, Anouk, and Timmy, were also expecting from their mothers. But instead, they were abused in unexplainable, unacceptable, and irreparable ways. They had no one to turn to, no person to crawl back to on their worst day. Now, what about the parents? The actual loving parents? I assume they want their children to be there for them when needed, to love them back until the end, to try to understand them, and not to be judgmental. I mean, if you give your children everything, won't you expect all of this in return? So we see Julia, a mother who did everything right. She poured her whole self into her daughter. Every worry, her entire essence handed over without a second thought. And none of it kept her protected. It shows us that you can give your child everything you are and still have no idea what is going in their heads. Julia could never have imagined that one day her own daughter, Lisa, would first destroy her emotionally by staging her own suicide, and then she would attack her own mother with a knife, almost killing her. Almost. Thank God, not quite. Maybe that is the real horror of this book. Not that monsters exist, but that safety never announces its departure. One moment it's there, the next you are falling.